ppgambling.org.
94.1 FM, San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
We have a feast for you on Thanksgiving in the form of an NFL triple header. It starts with Green Bay and Detroit, followed by the Cowboys and Chiefs, and concludes with the return of Joe Burrow as the Bengals take on the Ravens. You can catch it all over on ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM starting at 11 with the pregame. If you want to catch the Cowboys broadcast, you can listen right here on San Antonio Sports Star starting at 2:30.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowteam.com.
This is Extra Innings with Pleasure.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Rock and roll! The Texans win it!
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
That ball is history! A walk-off home run!
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pledger wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. Now, here's Pledge. What's up, Dad?
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I am James Pledger. I appreciate y'all joining me. However, y'all may be joining me, whether that's 94.1 on your FM dial, if you happen to be locked in listening live at sasportstar.com, or if you're watching live on our YouTube channel. That's right, we stream all of our shows live via YouTube. Just go there, search SA Sports Star. Go ahead, like, subscribe while you're there. You can comment along with the show as it happens. There's a bunch of people already in the bullpen. Fred Robert Caceres, Fred Records, Frank. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I hope y'all celebrate appropriately on this Blackout Wednesday. Be safe out there. Of course, we got a full hour for you tonight to send you into your holiday weekend. Hopefully everybody's is filled with family, fun, and football. As I was getting ready for it, I started finding old clips of good old John Madden and Pat Summerall.
Some things in life that just fit. And I think when you talk about football, Thanksgiving, traditional rivalries, and being there, that's a good fit. And we have the biggest thing, the tradition of Thanksgiving and football. That's a bird. You see what's sitting right beside the bird there is a football.
John Madden has come up with a new award. There's the turkey on the bus, and somebody gets that drumstick.
And over there, we have the turkey. See, now here's the turkey. We got 1 leg, 2 legs, 3 legs, 4 legs, 5 legs, 6 legs. Yeah, we just cut the drumstick off. We'll give it to Reggie White.
Nothing better than Thanksgiving Day growing up, listening to John Madden and Pat Summerall call a football game, giving away legs of the turducken and everything that they did. It was incredible. And another part of Thanksgiving is watching football, whether it be the Detroit Lions or the Dallas Cowboys back in the day. If you remember, Texas A&M used to be on Thanksgiving Day, so it was always a day filled with football and fun. And the Cowboys, a massive part of that as they get going at 3:30 every Thanksgiving. And this week, they've got the Chiefs, and that is a big ask as two teams fighting for their playoff lives. And early this morning on the Morning Huddle, Rob and AJ talking about how big this game is for the Cowboys and the Chiefs.
Cowboys-Chiefs this weekend.
They are a plastic bag, one blow.
They are. If the Cowboys win this weekend, though, they would have just beat the Kansas City Chiefs, which would obviously mean, hey, we're riding high on the hog right now. 3 games in a row. That would bring them to 6-5-1. Is there a world where you could go, maybe there's a chance?
Do you believe in unlikelihoods? No, brother. What's going to happen is, beating Kansas City is probably, it's probably 51%. They're at home. Kansas City isn't that good. There's remnants of greatness, but they are what their record shows. But
the Cowboys are 3-point underdogs at home.
Yes,
so it's more like 40,
and they should be, but
45%.
But yeah, okay. But what I'm saying is a home game, and certainly Kansas City and what they were, and they're certainly capable of beating the Chiefs. It's not out of the question or even unlikely or less than likely. But this is not a team that is capable of getting to the playoffs. The question needs to be not whether they can win 1 or 2, can they win 6? And then you go, well, no, I don't see how.
The NFC is so tough. The idea that right now, if the playoffs started today, the 7-4 Detroit Lions would be sitting at home. So that tells you how tough it is.
But also maybe a little bit more attainable. They don't have to have, because there's this leveled out playing field. But I just can't imagine a place where the NFC collapses to a point where the Cowboys are even ever to make up ground. There might be 1 or 2 teams that stumble, but I just don't see, doing the math. You can just tell that even though their schedule is amenable, there's other schedules out there that are amenable too, to teams that are way ahead of them. So it just seems to me that I don't want to get too enthused about what could be a fun couple of weeks. But that's all I can reasonably expect from this team. I know what they are. And this defense, even though better, is still terrible. Their best wide receivers got the dropsies. Sometimes they forget about the running game completely. There has been at least 2 or 3 different halves where I couldn't figure out what this offensive plan was at all. The kicking game, while is still one of the best in the league, it's not as dependable as it's been.
Yeah.
So there's so many things that when you add them all together, this game could make a little run, but for me to get my hopes up like they're going to be playing in late December and January, hell no.
I think obviously winning the Chiefs game would do a lot, but even more important is the week after at Detroit, because chances are good that's one of the teams you're in discussions with for a playoff spot. If they win the next 2 games, then I think you can maybe get your hopes up. And now you might likely get them crushed, but after those 2 games, you've really only got one playoff caliber team left on the schedule. That'd be the Chargers.
Yeah.
That would be a home game. And
like I said, it's an amenable schedule, but they're not alone in the fact that they have a schedule that's easy or easier than others to get there. They have worse records than other teams that are in pretty good place with some pretty easy schedules. So you have to hope for the misery of others and for your success. And when you start doing those exponential numbers over 3, 4, and 5 weeks, you start realizing we're getting into the improbability level of, it's just not, this. I know what this team is. I don't see them elevating themselves to be so consistently good that they can win 4 or 5 in a row. Because one misstep, one loss, you lose to Detroit next week, it's it. That's over.
It does feel, and it also feels like with the tie, I don't think 9-7-1 gets the job done even.
Certainly doesn't feel like it today.
I think you've got to have at least 10 wins. And then 10-6-1, you're kind of depending on other people to fail.
And I don't like that.
So winning 5 of the last 6 does sound like
it's a big ask, man.
Yeah.
It just really is. No matter how good they start looking, because again, we know what that offense was capable of for 5-7 games.
But if you win this one, then it becomes win 4 out of the next 5, and 3 of those games are against Jackson Dart, Marcus Mariota, and JJ McCarthy.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe JJ McCarthy even. It might be Carson Wentz. I don't know, but you'll have a huge quarterbacking edge in all 3 of those games. The Chargers and Lions obviously are solid playoff quality teams.
Here's my position, and you could talk me into a modicum of optimism. Detroit. Let's talk at 6:15 after the Detroit game, because I think that's the turning point of the season. They can beat Detroit. It's 1 up and 1 down as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean? They picked them up and they pushed Detroit back, and I think that's going to be the most pivotal point of the season.
Detroit, obviously a Thursday night game as well, or a Thursday game well on Thanksgiving. They're playing the Packers. So, and that's a big game. I mean, the Packers, who the Cowboys tied with, and the Packers ahead of the Lions in the standings right now. So, a game that does matter to if you're watching for NFC playoff probabilities.
And you want to know how big that tie is right now? The Packers, who sit at 7-3-1, have the Lions out of the playoffs in the 8th spot right now, and are ahead of San Francisco, who has 1 more win on their record at 8-4, but Green Bay has 1 less loss. So keep that in mind when you're doing number crunching towards the end of the year, that tie could work in the Cowboys' favor if things all boil out the way they should. But this is huge, not only for them, not only are the Cowboys in 10th, the Chiefs are in 10th at 6-5. Luckily for the Chiefs, they have a lot of destiny that they can control. They're a game behind the Chargers, and they have a game against the Chargers left on their schedule. They're also tied with the Texans. They have the Texans coming up on Sunday Night Football next week. So this is a big stretch for the Chiefs just as much as it is the Dallas Cowboys. It's going to be a fantastic game to watch on Thursday afternoon. Make sure your turkey and dinner plans are set so that you can watch these games, because those first two games are going to be incredible, because you're talking about the Lions trying to play their way back into the playoff picture as they currently trail the Green Bay Packers by a half game, that tie basically. And that's the early game. Then you've got the Chiefs and Cowboys battling to stay in it amongst each other. And you've closed that out with the Ravens and the Bengals. The Bengals currently at 3-8 at the 12. They're hoping Joe Burrow can help turn things around. Baltimore 6-5, leading the division in the AFC North right now. So the Bengals can pull themselves to within 2 games of Baltimore if they can get that win and keep their playoff hopes alive. So this is a huge, huge football Thursday, and we are blessed to be able to spend our entire day on the couch, surrounded by our friends, family, loved ones, and just enjoying a great day of high intensity playoff level football. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 941 FM, sasportstar.com. What do we give the Cowboys chances in that game, especially with the way that we've now seen those new additions help out Jerry Jones and this team? And how much credit should Jerry get for it? Well, earlier today on the Blitz, RJ Ochoa of Blogging the Boys joined to discuss just that. We'll bring that to you coming up next here on Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and AARP Texas are sending Cowboy fans to Jerry World to see America's team play all season long. How do you get in on the action? Head to sasportstar.com now and register to win. sasportstar.com. Live it up with the boys in the Big D from AARP Texas and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
By texting 24700, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from J. Crew Factory. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at jcrew.com.
At J.Crew Factory, Black Friday starts now. Come shop in store for 50 to 70% off everything, plus tons of limited time deals. You'll find the lowest price of the year on festive pajama pants for the family, all just $19.95, plus sweaters from $34.95 and so much more. Get in the spirit at J.Crew Factory, where you'll love our exclusive collection of classic styles for the whole family at prices that can't be beat. And today, save even more. Just text GIFTING to 24700 to receive an extra $25 off your purchase of $75 or more at your nearest J. Crew Factory store. Visit jcrewfactory.com to find your nearest San Antonio area store today. But first, get an extra $25 off your purchase of $75 or more when you text GIFTING to 24700. Text GIFTING to 24700 to get your $25 off coupon. That's GIFTING to 24700. See a store associate for details.
Blue Star Tequila, the world's first and only 100% night harvested agave. And you might be saying, well, why do I care when it's harvested? It allows the agave to be harvested while it's resting and out of the brutal heat. Benefits to workers who would normally work into the heat of the day. It's just better for the flavoring. And speaking of flavoring, it's 100% additive free. No flavoring, sweetening, or coloring added, and it's unfiltered. Live your life unfiltered and do it with Blue Star Tequila. Find Blue Star Tequila at Alamo City Liquors, Costco, Specs, and Total Wine.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
And attention, Dallas Cowboy fans, Twin Peaks is giving away epic Cowboys jerseys all season long just for catching a game at one of the 4 San Antonio area locations. Get to Twin Peaks for every Cowboys game for your chance to win. Ask your Twin Peaks girl for more details.
Guys, don't propose with a ring that she didn't pick out. Trust us, she already has a ring in mind. So engage with Gage Diamonds, in person or online, where Gage's skilled ring designers will work with her to create the perfect setting, matched with the perfect stone. Gage specializes in exquisite lab-grown diamonds. Financing available. GageDiamonds.com. We're engagement's middle name.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu, the daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code HYPE to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code HYPE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code HYPE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Hear that? It's holiday cheer arriving at Ulta Beauty with gifts for everyone on your list. Treat them to fan favorite gift sets from Charlotte Tilbury and Peach and Lily. Go all out with timeless fragrances from YSL, Ariana Grande, and Carolina Herrera. And you can never go wrong with an Ulta Beauty gift card. Head to Ulta Beauty for gifts that make the holidays brighter and even more beautiful. Ulta Beauty. Gifting happens here.
Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. $400 off with trade-in and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country. 210-656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
License number 38961. The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
That guy pulled out in front of me out of nowhere. The police are on their way, but I'm really shaken up.
Don't worry. We're going to get you taken care of. You made the right call.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you've been hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck, call Davis Law Firm at 444-4444. We're ready to help day or night, and there's no fee unless we win.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
It's Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pledger here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I am James Pledger. Appreciate y'all riding along with me tonight on this Thanksgiving Eve. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there listening. I hope you and your family have a blessed holiday break. And we'll find out a lot of the moods and temperaments of a lot of people at about 6:30 on tomorrow afternoon as the Cowboys and Chiefs kick off. And RJ Ochoa joined the Blitz earlier today to talk about what we should potentially expect out of this game and the moves that Jerry has done and how much credit he should get for those.
Joe Reinagle asked, how thankful is one RJ Ochoa for Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys?
I'm eternally grateful. I mean, I'm able to put food on my table and a roof over my head because of the empire that he and they have built. It's not lost on me that a lot of the points of criticism I offer, while I feel are objectively founded and rational, still are directed at them. And so they exist to make a lot of money for themselves. And I think I make a lot of money, but, do enough to get by and feel happy and like a strong contributing member of society. So I am very grateful. That's just the time of year to be such.
Well, and that's what, it's Thanksgiving time and it's the time to be grateful. So I was just curious, and I didn't really even throw in the Dallas Cowboys. It was more just a Jerry Jones. Are you grateful for Jerry?
I think that, I've seen a lot of tweets. I know this is how you guys talk in your text message thread back and forth with one another that are like Jerry cooked, with these trades and things like that. And let me just say that this all could work, right? Like, and define work however you want. That will in no way mean that it was a cooking process. All right. Like, one time Jason Minix made all of us steaks in California because the grill wasn't working outside and he had to do it on a frying pan. And it was fantastic. It was amazing food, but I'm sure Jason would have preferred a much different process. Results do not justify the process. How we got here, wherever the here ultimately winds up, was very, very, very dumb. But just because it winds up with a really, really smart result doesn't mean that the process wasn't unbelievably stupid.
It's almost as we stay with the Thanksgiving food analogy, because I agree with you. All the flowers for the Pickens move, and you ultimately ended up with Williams, although I still think if you were going to trade Micah, do it in March. They still traded for Elam, and he's not on the team anymore. Mingo's on a milk carton. And as you think about the Thanksgiving spread, you've got your stuffing, you've got your mashed potatoes, and you still have to deal with green bean casserole, and somebody's going to put Brussels sprouts on the table. And nobody wants that stuff. And that's your Mingo and your Elam trades. It's still there, part of the meal, but ain't nobody want it.
I would add to your analogy and say, just because, you take a picture and post it on Facebook and everyone is around that meal smiling and happy, that doesn't mean that there wasn't bickering in the kitchen, that somebody didn't say something stupid or unnecessary, that somebody didn't hurt feelings, that somebody wasn't out of the kitchen not offering some sort of help. Everybody did get together and you got everyone to smile, and somebody held up a dog wearing the Cowboys jersey or whatever. And, that's the moment that everybody sees. But, yeah, I mean, we could spend hours talking about the dysfunction of how they got here. Even the Pickens trade, as phenomenal as it was, is somewhat undone by the fact that they did not get the extension done the moment that they traded for him. Imagine how brilliant they would look if they had gotten that done, but they didn't. And instead they'll, speaking of milk it for all it's worth in terms of headlines in the offseason. But that's a 2026 problem. I'm here to live for the moment like everyone else.
All right, RJ, let's make your head explode. Then.
Oh, boy.
CD Lamb is Butterfingers.
Don't do it, Joe.
Butterfingers.
Don't be that guy.
Butterfingers, RJ. What? And we were talking earlier about this. Look, he's had bad games against the Philadelphia Eagles this year. The pressure's on that guy, I think, in this game tomorrow against the Kansas City Chiefs. Do you think Prescott's going to try and force the football his way?
No, I think Dak is way more mature than that. I think if there's any kind of pressing, I think that's what CD's doing. I think he's pressing. I think, we've all topped our drive, right? And then just walked to the ball and, kept the drive around and tried to hit it off the deck and duffed it again. And I think that's what CD's in the middle of. He's just kind of fighting that. And you have to live for the next shot and understand and assess it the proper way. And I think that Dak is capable of doing that. This narrative around CD is absurd to me. I mean, in a literal sense, what pressure does CD face? Like, they're going to cut him? Where's CD going to be out if he doesn't play well right now? And I just hope that's not the case. I acknowledge that he had a poor game. It was one of the worst games for CD, but within that one of the worst games that he's ever had, he still had 75 yards, a major chunk of which came on a game-defining play where he laid his entire body out physically and was being interfered with. So I think that we are incapable as human beings sometimes of holding multiple truths simultaneously. We used to scream and beg at how unfair it was that CD was only himself and he had to be perfect. Now you don't have to have that be the case. Now CD can have an off game, and it was an off game. And the Cowboys are equipped enough on offense for someone else to shine. I acknowledge George Pickens has played inordinately well this season, but to act like he has had A-plus games each 11 that the Cowboys have played so far would be disingenuous. It's a team operation, and you have to understand that before you say something silly. Not that you do.
Yeah, you got that?
I didn't say anything silly. I just said there's going to be pressure on the guy, and I think there might be some of that this week and it's not because he's afraid he's going to get cut. It's because CD's a competitor, and he's getting hammered right now, and he doesn't like that.
And again, he's got to play with the pressure. But speaking of pressure, as we visit with RJ Ochoa from bloggingtheboys.com here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star, I maintain the Chiefs come into this game facing a lot more pressure than the Dallas Cowboys, even though both teams essentially need this win to keep their faint playoff hopes alive.
I agree with that. I think that, and we could argue about how pathetic or sad or whatever this is, but the Chiefs are trying to keep sterling reputation alive. The Cowboys lose, and it's like, so what? And they could very well go out and beat Detroit the following week and, just kind of be in the same boat. But this is, I think, a bigger game for Kansas City, also in that they're the team who don't play every year on Thanksgiving, and that it's Mahomes' first ever NFL start at AT&T Stadium, and it's Travis Kelce, and it's just, and to be clear, I think they're pretty used to living in the eye of that storm at this point. But I think the Cowboys are playing with house money in a number of senses. It's a matter of truly, wholly playing freely because, what's going to happen? Like, they're going to talk about us on First Take if we lose. You know what I mean? Like, they're so used to all of this and numb to everything that I think that's, when they fell down 21-0, I do think there was some liberation through that process, right? Some like, hey, if we win, it's a miracle. If we lose, we're the same old losers that everyone says we are on an annual basis. And so I agree completely that Kansas City's facing way more pressure. I think the Cowboys are going to win. I've picked them to win this game, and I think that the foam hat dudes are coming out strong on Sunday morning.
Well, they're coming out strong. But look, I will say this: if Cowboys win tomorrow and then somehow go into Detroit and win that game, you look how the schedule's played out. It was a gauntlet at the beginning of the year. Now there's some teams that aren't so good that we thought might be a little bit better. It wouldn't surprise me if this team somehow, some way snuck into the playoffs.
Yeah, I said last Saturday afternoon that I thought they had to win 2 of their next 3. They've obviously, won 1 now. They got split Kansas City and Detroit. And so you're right. If they win tomorrow, they've already accomplished that and then can maybe even sweep that little run. And then they've got to win 3 of their final 4. And early in the season, I would have been skeptical of the Vikings game, but I mean, goodness gracious, they're, just trash right now. The Chargers, you can never rely on. And then I think we all think that they'll easily win on the road against Washington and the Giants. So you're talking about this kind of comes down now to a point of, if you remove what I said, it's now win 3 out of these next 4. So take 3 between Kansas City, Detroit, who looked really bad last week, outside of saving the game in overtime, the Vikings, who are terrible, and the Chargers. And if they win tomorrow, I think we, to your point, believe that it is actually very possible. Now, to be clear, they could do all these things and still, be outside and looking in. That's what happens when you start 3-5-1. But I do think that would really change the narrative entering the offseason, which would, not to call them offseason champs or anything like that, but they began off seasons with just such clouds above them over the last several years that it would be nice to kind of have some sunshine over the course of a few months before next season starts.
It's funny because we probably shouldn't be looking ahead. Minnesota, I agree with you. The Chargers, you don't know what you're going to get. I'm actually a little concerned about Washington and the Giants at the end of the year because Jaden Daniels might be back for Washington, a Christmas Day game on the road. And if Jackson short week, I get it, but and it's Washington and they're having a crappy season. And just like Cowboy fans in a bad season, if you beat those guys, it doesn't feel as bad. And Washington will have that same mentality, and Dan Quinn against his former team. I don't know. I just don't look at those two at the end as gimmies. And you still have that gauntlet. And in Kansas City, I agree. It's a winnable game because Kansas City isn't what they were coming into the year, what we thought they were. And this Dallas team and the Raiders game, it was the Raiders. Philly showed us all something. I don't know what this Dallas team is. I don't know if I can still trust the defense or not, but I'm more comfortable trusting the defense today than I was 3 weeks ago.
I think this Dallas team is, we've all been out or something at a place, a party, whatever, and it feels later than it is, and you check your watch, it's like, it's 11:30. The whole night is still in front of us. You know what I mean? Like, we could go across the country right now if I wanted to, right? Like, you're young enough or in the moment enough or caught up enough to where ambition is limitless and endless given the kind of blend of the circumstances that you're in. And I think that that's where they're at, that anything feels possible. And obviously they need help around them to fall a certain way. But I think that's how a game like last week happened, is you truly, are just down to kind of go with the flow and down to see where the night takes you. And it takes a certain sequence of events to get to that point. A lot of teams generally reach that place because they're well run and confident and have lots of success. The Cowboys reached that point in a different sort of path, but they're here nonetheless. And I think it becomes a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy at a certain point, right? Like, it becomes a bit of, well, now Quinn's here. Like, now we're not this joke on defense and stopping the run. And you start to believe these things. And I think that you just have to turn the ship around at some point. And they're not headed due south anymore, which is the most important thing. I'm not saying they're headed completely north quite yet, but they're turning the ship. And I think that they believe it's possible. That's a really powerful thing in locker rooms. I think Brian Schottenheimer can attest to that from his time with Pete Carroll.
That was RJ Ochoa. You can catch that full interview in our audio vault powered by AA Best Bail Bonds at sasportstar.com. RJ Ochoa and all our guests joined via the Buyers Barricades guest line, who provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com. Drew's show with a super chat saying, happy Thanksgiving, go Texans. Yes. And just like the Texans, the Cowboys, I think if they get on a roll and get in that defense with the way it's playing, if the Cowboys defense continues to play the way it's played the last couple of games, could be a scary proposition for teams as they roll in towards the postseason. Fred Robert Casares Jr. also with a super chat saying, what an awesome combination, food and football. There is none better. And we've got a great weekend of it. And that also includes college football, as there are some big games coming up, especially after the latest CFP rankings dropped. What does it mean as we get closer and closer to those playoffs and the final seedings? Well, who's in, who's out? We'll let you know coming up here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Dallas Cowboys fans, come on down! It's AJ and Rob from the Morning Huddle, and you could be the next contestant on
The Stat Is Right.
Every week leading up to the week of the Cowboys home game, AJ and Rob toss out a Cowboys player and a stat from the upcoming home game. Passing yards, rushing yards, number of times Dak adjusts his wristband mid-play, or perhaps CeeDee Lamb mouthguard chews per quarter. Whatever. All you have to do is predict that stat, get the closest, and bam! You're headed to Jerry World with a pair of tickets to the next Cowboys home game. Think of it like The Price is Right, but instead of winning a blender, you get to scream, how about them Cowboys? Inside AT&T Stadium. So study up, Cowboy Nation, and listen to the Morning Huddle to play. The Stat Is Right. Only on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Have pain? Have chronic pain? Low back pain, knee pain, neck pain, or shoulder pain, I can help. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we get to the root of your pain. We don't just give pain medications. We do the proper investigation to see what is the root cause, and it's covered by your insurance. Reduce your medication, avoid surgery, and get rid of pain for good. Call for your free evaluation. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, where we get to the root cause of your problem. 210-468-1891.
Oh, we are so back, baby. Fast breaks, buzzer beaters, and block parties. Underdog is the best place to get in on the action, and it's that time of the year again. Feast Week on Underdog from November 26th through November 30th. Check the app for daily special promos. Every day they got a deal for you there, and it's so easy to play. It's the same thing we always talk about. Just pick your players. Are they going to go higher or lower on their stats? Points, rebounds, steals, whatever you think. You get them right, you get up to 5,000 times your cash. I'll be looking at the fantastic Mr. Fox, De'Aaron Fox, for his hires all throughout Feast Week. The offense running through him with Wemby out. Download the app today. Use promo code ALAMO to score $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code ALAMO. Underdog, make picks, win money. Must be 18 or older and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-275-1728. That's 800-275-1728.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Don't miss Target's swag bag giveaway. Be one of the first 100 shoppers in line at any Target store on Black Friday and snag a free shimmer tote bag with holiday goodies inside. Plus, 10 lucky shoppers who snag a bag will score a free bonus gift, like a Ninja slushie, Beats Solo 4 headphones, a Life and hair dryer, or a $100 Target gift card. Don't miss Target's Black Friday swag bag giveaway. Only on Black Friday, only at Target. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. Must be 13 or older. For full details, including odds, see official rules at target.com/event.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/radio to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio. HIMS.com/RADIO.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to SASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Ticket. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I am James Pleasure. Appreciate y'all rolling through me tonight on this Thanksgiving Eve. Always a good time as we get you set for what I hope is a very, very fulfilling and filling Thanksgiving holiday weekend for everyone involved. Earlier this morning on the Morning Huddle, they were talking about the college football playoff rankings and what it means for certain teams. And it's very interesting because who's in, who's out, who still has a chance to get in. Well, Rob and AJ discuss.
The new rankings are out for the college football playoff. And right now, looks like 5 SEC teams. If things were to go today, Alabama, Georgia, Oklahoma, Ole Miss, Texas A&M.
Yeah.
At least according to ESPN, and I don't know how.
I think they're as close as you can be, but there's things that can change it. Whether you can predict, but it looks like this is going to be 5.
They say last team in is Alabama. First team left out is Vanderbilt.
Mm-hmm.
Which, man, to go 10-2 in the SEC, and somehow they need Miami to lose to get in. I don't understand that.
It's like the mafia. This is the life you have chosen. This is the life you chose, Vanderbilt. You chose to play in this conference. You chose this, and you have to accept the fact that 10-2 oftentimes won't be enough. But the paychecks you get at the end of the month will justify the means. But this is the life they chose.
Here's the challenge I would present to you. Name another SEC school that if they went 10-2 in the SEC would not be in.
The two who'd they lose to?
Alabama and Texas.
Well, you got to beat Alabama and Texas because guess who's ahead of you? I'm an Aggie, man. I come to this with realistics.
This is
the life you chose.
But if their shirt said anything else besides Vanderbilt,
beat Alabama and Texas, and you have no complaints. Beat one of the two, and you're in. It is the life running with the big dogs, man. And fairs are for judging pigs. This no longer applies, man. And you're right. And it's probably a better story if Pavia gets in.
It's a way better story.
But there's no whining now, man. There's no crying in baseball nor in the SEC. This is the life you chose. You could easily be in the ACC right now. They'd be happy to have you. You'd be a much more competitive advantage.
Yeah.
But no, you chose this life. A&M chose to leave the big what's. You chose this life, and you get your teeth kicked, and you chose this life.
Imagine at the beginning of the season, though, you tell Vanderbilt, hey, you guys, you're going to win at South Carolina, but remember what South Carolina was at the beginning of the season. You're going to beat LSU. You're going to beat Missouri. You're going to beat Auburn. And you're going to win at Tennessee to close the season. And you're probably not going to get in.
But if you at the beginning of the season, that looked rather daunting. As the season has completed, it doesn't sound as difficult.
No, you're right.
As it was. But again, if you wanted to go Vanderbilt, you had to beat Texas or Oklahoma.
Their two losses are on the road to Alabama and Texas, and they lost to Texas by a field goal.
Yeah, it sucks.
I feel for them.
And especially when you look down roster, down playoff, the teams that are getting in by
the reputation or brand
because they're playing in a lesser, and you go, well,
Miami,
we're better than them.
If Miami goes 10-2 in the ACC, there's no world where even a watered down SEC schedule isn't better than an ACC schedule.
This is the life you chose.
The Big Ten looks like Indiana, Ohio State, and Oregon. It says first team out is Michigan. Mm-hmm. Oh, but speaking of, back to the SEC real quick. Where it says still in the mix, none, which means they're not considering Texas no matter what.
Nor should they.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I don't know that I do either, but that's what ESPN thinks right now. I think if Texas beats A&M, that is the only 3-loss team in the country that will get that conversation because they would have wins over Alabama, A&M.
Especially if Michigan beats Ohio State.
Yes.
Then I think Texas does have a very good opportunity, especially if compared to Michigan. So
although maybe not, because then Michigan's got 2 losses and they just beat Ohio State.
Well, if they beat A&M and look good doing it for whatever reason, and Michigan beats Ohio State close, I think Texas will be in the conversation. I don't think I think it'll be a difficult one. I think other things would have to be kind of in play, but I'm not going to take Texas out of this mix. There's just too much involved with all things Texas.
I wholeheartedly disagree with that. You got to beat Florida. You can't get boat raced by Georgia. I don't care if you saved your season with a win over third-ranked Texas A&M. You didn't play well enough this year to warrant it. You had your chance, and you blew it in Athens. And it sucks as a Texas fan. I would love for them to get in, but they don't deserve it this year. They didn't. There's nothing they can do going forward that should put them in the conversation, especially if Michigan beats Ohio State this weekend. They were a 2-loss team. They've beat the number 1 team in the country, and that is a team that Texas also lost to earlier this year. So it's difficult. And Vanderbilt, I'm sorry. I know what those teams were or supposed to be when you played them, but they aren't what they were. You played Missouri with a third-string quarterback. You beat up on what turned out to be a bad South Carolina team. The wins aren't as impressive as they were. And Diego Pavia is a great story. But unfortunately, his story will likely come to a full stop this weekend, especially seeing as I think that they do lose to Tennessee. What say you? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. This is Extra Innings with Pleasure. When we come back, we are going to talk about the Spurs as they get set for a cup game with the Portland Trailblazers up there. Late tip tonight as we have more than football going on in this world. That's right. The Spurs are back in action, and they get to welcome someone back into the fold. We'll let you know who as we continue here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Thursday afternoon at 3:30. It's the Cowboys' 59th straight Thanksgiving Day matchup as the boys welcome the Kansas City Chiefs to Jerry World. Pregame at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hi, I got hurt in a wreck, but I don't know if it's really worth getting an attorney.
Don't worry, you called the right place.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7, and you don't pay unless we win. We recently secured a jury verdict for $210 million in a wrongful death case. So if you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
By texting 24700, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from J. Crew Factory. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at jcrew.com.
At J.Crew Factory, Black Friday starts now. Come shop in store for 50 to 70% off everything, plus tons of limited time deals. You'll find the lowest price of the year on festive pajama pants for the family, all just $19.95, plus sweaters from $34.95 and so much more. Get in the spirit at J.Crew Factory, where you'll love our exclusive collection of classic styles for the whole family at prices that can't be beat. And today, save even more. Just text GIFTING to 24700 to receive an extra $25 off your purchase of $75 or more at your nearest J. Crew Factory store. Visit jcrewfactory.com to find your nearest San Antonio area store today. But first, get an extra $25 off your purchase of $75 or more when you text GIFTING to 24700. Text GIFTING to 24700 to get your $25 off coupon. That's GIFTING to 24700. See a store associate for details.
Talk about stepping up. Bang! Bang!
It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PIPE to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PIPE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PIPE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Hey, I'm Steffi. You may know me from your social feed. I go big for the holidays, so I'm going to Famous Footwear because the best gifts are giving famous. My friends and family are going to love all these styles from Nike, Adidas, Crocs, New Balance, Skechers, and more. With over 800 stores, you're never far from the perfect gift. So make your list and make it famous. Come in today for buy one pair, get one half off at your local Famous Footwear or famous.com. Some exclusions apply.
94.1.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Hope everyone is having a great Thanksgiving Eve and getting ready for your big day tomorrow that hopefully everyone will be celebrating with family and friends and the like. This is Extra Innings with Pleasure. I am James Pleasure. You can follow me on all social media at I Am Pleasure. Follow the station at SA Sports Star. The San Antonio Spurs return to action tonight as they are welcoming Dylan Harper back into the lineup as he has been out since November 2nd in that first Phoenix game when he suffered a strained calf. Hopefully that's about the timeline we're looking at with Wemby. And if that is the case, you're looking at about a month. So I'm ready for this game against the Portland Trail Blazers, and we're getting one step closer to a fully functioning and healthy team. And I can't wait to see what this thing finally looks like when it all comes together, because we still really haven't got to see very much of that. And I know there's going to be growing pains once they all get together on the floor together at the same time. But this team has fought through adversity, and the fact that they are sitting where they're sitting, and I know the losses to Phoenix and the losses to Golden State have you somewhat concerned, but 11-5 is pretty freaking good. And I think that they're in a pretty nice spot as we get set to head into the NBA Cup game tonight for the Spurs and the Blazers. And this is going to be a chance for them to kind of right the ship. Portland has been playing a little bit better. Of course, Thiago Splitter, get to say hi to a familiar face as he has taken over the coaching duties from Chauncey Billups, who was indicted on gambling, racketeering, all that stuff going with that funny poker game business that we heard about a few weeks ago. And look, Dylan Harper was on a tear and looked great, and having a true point guard that can kind of take some of that handle. I mean, you don't have McLaughlin for a lot of this stretch. You haven't had Castle. All you've had is Fox. That's going to be nice to add a Dylan Harper in, so you have that secondary ball handler when Fox has to come off the floor. And I'd like to see some lineups where you run Fox and Castle together. I'd like to see some lineups where you potentially run Fox and Harper together, because I think he's an elite playmaker in terms of getting to a spot, getting a shot, and also involving other people in the process. 9 o'clock tip. Be sure to lock in for that. I want to wish everybody a happy and safe holiday weekend. Happy Thanksgiving to all of y'all. Call your friends, check on them, especially this time of year. You never know what people are going through in life, and a simple, hey, how you doing, can change everything. I appreciate y'all all for rolling through with me. We've got football all day tomorrow on ESPN AM 1250 with all the NFL games. And of course, the Cowboys start 12:30 right here on San Antonio Sports Star. We will see you on Monday. Have a great holiday weekend, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
The Gomez Law Firm is proud to be San Antonio's trusted personal injury law firm for the past 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us. Your firm has been fighting for the people of San Antonio since 1973. That's incredible.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then turn to the law firm that will fight for you. Visit joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve.